This is All India Radio. We now bring you a special news program on COVID-19. Good evening. I am VC Pramod and with me is RS Raghu. The headlines. Lockdown has brought down doubling rate of COVID-19 cases from 3 days to 6.2 days in the country. Group of ministers reviews preparedness and actions for management of novel coronavirus. Kisan Rath mobile app launched by Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar to facilitate transportation of food grains and perishables during lockdown. RBI announces measures to help maintaining liquidity and increase in credit flow. Reduces reverse repo rate to 3.75%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI measures. Says it would greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Industry bodies welcome the RBI steps. The number of COVID-19 cases in the country has climbed to 13,835, while the death toll rose to 452. Health Ministry data said the number of active COVID-19 cases stood at 11,616. As many as 1,766 people have been cured or discharged and one had migrated. Maharashtra has the highest number with more than 3,200 cases, followed by Delhi with 1,640, Madhya Pradesh 1,308 and Tamil Nadu 1,267. Highest number of 194 people have lost lives in Maharashtra. Madhya Pradesh has reported 57 deaths. Gujarat and Delhi both have reported 38 deaths each. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Health Ministry officials said India has been doing better than many other countries on outcome ratio. That is the ratio of the number of COVID-19 recoveries versus the number of deaths. He said government is taking efforts to further improve this ratio.
हम अब तक की अगर स्थिति को देखें तो पाते हैं कि लॉकडाउन से पहले अगर हमारे देश का डबलिंग रेट ऑफ केसेस लगभग 3 दिन था, तो पिछले 7 दिनों को अगर डेटा देखते हैं तो हमारा डबलिंग रेट अब 6.2 डेज है। और मैं आप लोग की दृष्टि में लाना चाहूंगा 19 स्टेट्स और यूनियन टेरिटरीज ऐसे हैं जहां पर की डबलिंग रेट देश के एवरेज से भी कम है।
The official informed that 5 lakh rapid antibody testing kits are being distributed to states and districts where high case burden has been observed. Efforts of science and technology institutes in the areas of diagnosis, vaccines, drugs, hospital equipment, accessories and general wellness have been reviewed. He said CSIR, DBT, DST and DAE are working to increase testing capacity. He said the focus is on developing new, rapid and accurate diagnostic testing kits which can give result in 30 minutes. He said government is also working on viral sequencing and vaccine development. He informed that India is working with global partners so that effective vaccines can be developed. He said government is trying to speed up these processes. He said there is a need to also work on development of effective drugs as there is no proven drug now. The official said India's traditional knowledge in boosting immunity is also being taken into account as part of a multi-pronged effort. He said CSIR labs are developing indigenous designs for PPEs, oxygen concentrators, ventilators and other ancillary support devices. He said some forecasting tools have been shared with the states based on which states can assess the future requirement of COVID dedicated hospitals and care centers based on expected COVID-19 caseload. He added that 1,919 dedicated COVID hospitals and COVID health centers have been set up in the country with a capacity of 1.73 lakh isolation beds and 21,800 ICU beds. Home Ministry officials said collection, harvesting and processing of minor forest produce or non-timber forest produce by scheduled tribes and other forest dwellers in forest areas have been exempted from lockdown restrictions.
पास, नारियल, सुपारी, कोको एवं मसालों की खेती, कटाई, प्रसंस्करण, पैकेजिंग, बिक्री एवं विपणन को भी लॉकडाउन से छूट प्रदान की है। वित्तीय क्षेत्र के अंतर्गत कोऑपरेटिव क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज एवं गैर बैंकिंग वित्तीय संस्थानों को भी न्यूनतम स्टाफ के साथ ऑपरेट करने की अनुमति दी गई है। ये भी स्पष्ट किया गया है कि ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में निर्माण कार्यों के अंतर्गत जल आपूर्ति, बिजली एवं दूरसंचार से जुड़ी परियोजनाओं और गतिविधियों को भी छूट है।
She informed that Department of Post has transported more than 100 tons of medicines and medical equipment to hospitals and other institutions. The official said domestic and international post during lockdown has been delivered by adopting special measures. Official of ICMR said,
3,19,400 पेशेंट्स की टेस्ट की है। कल एक दिन में 28,340 टेस्ट हुए। उनमें के 23,932 जो टेस्ट है वो आईसीएमआर नेटवर्क के अभी 183 लैब्स हैं उनमें हुए। 4,408 ये 80 जो प्राइवेट लैब्स है उनमें हुए थे।
He informed that ICMR is going to conduct a study in order to find out the potential effect of BCG vaccine in the fight against COVID-19. He said till the results of the study are out and evidence is obtained, ICMR will not recommend the vaccine even to health workers. The group of ministers, GOM, in its meeting today reviewed the current status and actions for management of COVID-19. The GOM, which met in New Delhi under the chairmanship of Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, had detailed deliberation on containment and management of COVID-19. The GOM also discussed the actions taken so far, current status of social distancing measures, and the stringent actions taken by the centre and states to contain the spread of COVID-19. During the meeting, it was informed that all districts have been asked to prepare and strengthen their contingency plans to combat COVID-19. Several other measures about strengthening capacity of states, including devoting adequate resources for creating dedicated COVID-19 hospitals, equipping the medical institutes with PPEs, ventilators and other essential equipment were also discussed in detail. States have been asked to identify COVID-19 centers and hospitals according to already laid down guidelines. The GOM was apprised that as of now, the death rate due to virus is around 3%, while the recovery rate is around 12%, which is comparatively better than most of the countries. GOM also reviewed the testing strategy and availability of testing kits across the country, along with the strategy for hotspots and cluster management. The GOM was informed that 170 districts are being put in the red zone or hotspots, with 123 districts with large outbreaks and 47 districts with clusters. There are 207 non-hotspot districts with clusters and 353 districts which are placed in green zone as they are non-infected. If no case is reported in the last 14 days, then the red zone district will be placed under orange zone, and further no cases reported in the next 14 days, then that district will come under green zone. During the meeting, Dr. Harshvardhan directed that there should not be any dilution of quality and standards in manufacturing of PPEs, masks, ventilators and other equipments.
Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar today launched Kisan Rath mobile app to facilitate transportation of food grains and perishables during lockdown. This mobile application is developed by the National Informatics Center to facilitate farmers and traders in searching transport vehicles for movement of agriculture and horticulture produce. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tomar said that the agricultural activities have to go on amidst the lockdown. He said concessions have been given to the agriculture sector on directions of the Prime Minister. He said Kisan Rath app will greatly facilitate farmers, FPOs and cooperatives in the country to have the choice to find a suitable transport facility to transfer their agriculture produce from farm gate to markets. A report.
Transportation of agri-produce is critical and indispensable component of supply chain. The mobile application Kisan Rath facilitates farmers and traders in identifying right mode of transportation for movement of farm produce ranging from food grain, fruits and vegetables, oilseeds, spices, fiber crops, flowers, bamboo and coconuts. Transportation will become easier with this app as it will help farmers and traders for transporting produce from farm gate to mandi and mandi to mandi all over the country. The app will also facilitate traders in transportation of perishable commodities by refrigerated vehicles. This mobile app will be made available in 8 languages in Android version initially and is ready for pan-India use. With the pains, Anupam Mishra, AI News, Delhi.
Amidst the steep fall in the rupee and the continuing volatility in other segments of the financial market, Reserve Bank of India today announced several regulatory measures. While addressing media, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das announced to slash the reverse repo rate from 4% to 3.75% while keeping the repo rate unchanged.
Now, in order to encourage the banks to deploy these surplus funds in investments and loans in productive sectors of the economy, it has been decided to reduce the fixed rate reverse repo rate under the liquidity adjustment facility by 25 basis points from 4% to 3.75% with immediate effect. The policy repo rate, however, remains unchanged at 4.4% because that is a matter which is decided by the MPC, and also the marginal standing facility rate and bank rate, they also remain unchanged at 4.65%.
The RBI governor declared that the period of resolution plan for NPAs will be extended by 90 days and the loans given by NBFCs to real estate companies will get similar benefit as given by the scheduled commercial banks. Mr. Das also announced a special refinance facility of 50,000 crore rupees to financial institutions as a booster package for small and medium-sized industries to recover from the lockdown.
In view of the tightening of financial conditions in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, these institutions are today facing difficulties in raising resources from the market. Accordingly, it has been decided to provide special refinance facilities for a total amount of rupees 50,000 crores to NABARD, SIDBI and NHB to enable them to meet sectoral credit needs.
He said that these measures will help to maintain liquidity in the system, facilitate and incentivize bank credit flows, ease financial stress and enable formal working of markets. Mr. Das also said that India's growth rate is expected to be highest among G20 nations as per IMF estimates.
India is among the handful of countries that is projected to cling on somewhat tenuously to positive growth at 1.9%. In fact, this is the highest growth rate among the G20 economies as estimated by the IMF. India is expected to post a sharp turnaround and resume its pre-COVID, pre-slowdown trajectory by growing at 7.4% in 2021-22.
The governor mentioned that pre-monsoon kharif sowing has been aggressive and the IMD has forecasted a normal southwest monsoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the announcements made by the Reserve Bank of India will greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said these steps would help our small businesses, MSMEs, farmers and the poor, and it will also help all states by increasing wage and means advance limits.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the Reserve Bank of India has taken a slew of steps in view of the difficulties being faced due to COVID-19. In a series of tweets, the minister said these steps aimed at maintaining adequate liquidity in the system, incentivizing bank credit flows, easing financial stress, and enabling the normal functioning of markets. She said RBI has increased the ways and means advance limit for states to 60% over and above the level as on 31st March to help state governments tide over cash flow problems due to a temporary dip in revenue collections. Industry body FICCI and ASSOCHAM have welcomed the second set of RBI steps to address the COVID-19 situation. Secretary General FICCI Dilip Chenoy said these will be a positive impact both on liquidity and more importantly on the sentiments.
First, it is a balanced approach to infusing liquidity by reducing the repo rate, enabling flow of funds through specific sectors by directed LTRO, sectors such as NBFCs and microfinance organizations, allocating funds for refinancing operations of NABARD, SIDBI and the National Housing Bank, also changes that would enable the banks to lend. Second, provide room for banks to lend and borrowers to borrow by allowing the moratorium from February 2020 and also providing for an asset classification standstill. A special focus on commercial real estate through the banking systems and allowing NBFCs to provide loans as per the banking system is a very positive step. Third were the very sentiment-lifting statements regarding the recovery and the possibility of a V-shaped recovery, and most importantly, that if more needs to be done, it shall be done.
ASSOCHAM has described the new RBI measures as a life-saving dose for millions of businesses.
Responding to the clarion call of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to help the countrymen by way of relief material during the present COVID-19 crisis, Rotary Club of Delhi Heritage is supplying close to 50,000 reusable face masks for wide distribution in coordination with Press Information Bureau. The face masks have been made by tailors while working from their home during the lockdown period. The distribution was done today by Principal Director General PIB Kuldeep Singh Dhatwalia. Additional Director General of PIB Rajiv Jain, on behalf of Rotary Club of Delhi Heritage, coordinated the entire effort. The masks were handed over to Secretary General of Press Club of India Anand Kumar, General Secretary of Press Association C.K. Naik and Deputy Commandant CISF Sandeep Manhas at the National Media Centre in New Delhi today. Rotary Delhi Heritage will be supplementing the distribution in association with the Ministry of Health and other organizations in the near future, including Delhi Police. Naveen Kumar, Chairman, Great Indian Foundation, also distributed 40,000 litres of soft beverages to all the three recipients. This is All India Radio bringing you a special program on COVID-19. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Lockdown has brought down doubling rate of COVID-19 cases from 3 days to 6.2 days in the country. Group of ministers reviews preparedness and actions for management of novel coronavirus. Kisan Rath mobile app launched by Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar to facilitate transportation of food, grains and perishables during lockdown. RBI announces measures to help maintaining liquidity and increase in credit flow, reduces reverse repo rate to 3.75%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI measures, says it would greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Industry bodies welcome the RBI steps. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio News, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Sanjay Pandey of GB Pant Hospital, New Delhi, said both lockdown and social distancing are crucial to defeat COVID-19.
There is no treatment right now for coronavirus. It's very important to maintain the social distancing and the isolation, and the lockdown is an effort in that direction.
Dr. Naresh Gupta of Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital said people of all age groups are susceptible to the virus and everyone should follow the guidelines issued by government from time to time.
The infection would go to every human being, young or old. It is the elderly who get most of the mortality. Life-threatening it becomes for the elderly, one, because of their age, and second, by the time they have reached their age, they might have carried on the baggage of many diseases like heart diseases, blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, cancer, or whatever. So, if you look at 40 years or below, or if you go to 60 years, then majority of them are COVID-19 young ones, middle age, young age. And the elderly actually above 60 years constitute only 17%.
The Union government has rejected reports in a magazine which claim that Prime Minister Narendra Modi did not consult the 21-member scientific COVID-19 task force before extending the lockdown. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau termed it as fake, saying all decisions were taken after consulting the task force. The Indian Council of Medical Research also dismissed the report and said COVID-19 task force met 14 times in the last month and all decisions taken involved the members of the task force.
A research institute in Kerala has developed a new, faster and cheaper diagnostic test for COVID-19, which could be a major breakthrough. A report.
The Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology in Thiruvananthapuram, under the Department of Science and Technology, has developed an innovative diagnostic test kit named Chitra Gene Lab N for the diagnosis of COVID-19. This detects the N gene of virus using the reverse transcriptase loop-mediated amplification of viral nucleic acid or RT-LAMP technique. This new kit is considered as one of the first few confirmatory diagnostic tests for N gene of COVID-19 virus using the RT-LAMP technique in the world. The test is very specific that it can detect two regions of the gene, which will ensure that the test does not fail if one region of the viral gene undergoes mutation during its current spread. Another major advantage of the new test kit is that it is very fast. According to the institute, the detection time is only 10 minutes and the sample to the result time will be less than 2 hours. At least 30 samples can be tested in a single batch in a single machine. The institute has also developed the specific RNA extraction kits along with Gene Lab and test kits and testing device. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Speaking to AIR News, Secretary Department of Science and Technology Dr. Ashutosh Sharma said this kit is unique in many respects and can change the dynamics of COVID-19 testing in the country.
There are two different kind of tests which exist right now. The first one is called RT-PCR, and that's a gold standard. It confirms the presence of virus. The second one is not so much used, is antibody test, but it has some drawbacks and it's not really foolproof. So now the one that Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science and Technology in Thiruvananthapuram has come up with, that's a third kind of test. It's called RT-LEMP. And the advantage of this test, first of all, it's also a confirmatory test.
In Maharashtra, the number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise, with the figure reaching 3,236 today. With over 2,000 positive cases in Mumbai metropolitan region, the infection is steadily gripping Asia's largest slum colony, Dharavi. With 15 new cases being recorded today, the total number of coronavirus cases in Dharavi has breached the 100 mark. Dharavi has recorded 101 positive cases with 10 deaths. The Maharashtra government has taken several steps to contain the infection. The state has also started a telemedicine helpline, the details of which are being provided by our Mumbai correspondent.
Rising number of coronavirus cases, especially in Mumbai, have led to anxiety among many. In order to prevent further mental distress, the Maharashtra State Innovation Society, in association with Pune Platform for COVID-19 Response, has launched a telemedicine helpline called COVID Madad. This helpline is currently available in Marathi, English and Hindi languages. Whenever a person calls this helpline, he is asked a specific set of questions through an IVRS or interactive voice response system. Depending on the answers, the person is then called back by a doctor within minutes to determine if he could be a COVID-19 affected person or may have some other ailment. While teleconsultation of other diseases is also available, the system is playing an important role by providing the State Health Department with a focused list of possible and risky COVID-affected people. The COVID Madad telemedicine helpline is available on 0951 361 55550. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Bihar, number of cured corona patients has gone up to 42, with discharge of 5 more patients today after recovery. A total of 83 COVID-19 cases have been reported from different parts of the state so far. One patient of Mungar died due to corona last month. Tablighi Jamaat attendee Khurshid Mustafa, native of Nawada district, who has recovered from corona, said that suspected patients should come forward for health checkup.
पहले भी मेरे साथ कोई परेशानी नहीं थी और हमने टेस्ट के लिए जो है खुद से आया था, किसी ने हमको लाया नहीं, न पुलिस लाया न जो है और कोई इंक्वायरी करके लाया है, बल्कि हमने खुद से आया है। इसलिए दिल्ली मरकज से आए थे, इसलिए खुद जो है जाकर टेस्ट करा लिए हैं।
In Tamil Nadu, 103 COVID-19 patients have been discharged after cure on a single day today. The State Health Department has said 56 new cases have been reported, taking the total infected cases to 1,323. However, there is no report of death in the past 24 hours. The active caseload in the state remains 1,025. More from our correspondent.
The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy has assured farmers that there would not be any hassle for them in carrying out agricultural activities, including in the transport of the harvested items. He told reporters in Salem today the list of industries that will be allowed to function in the state by relaxing the lockdown conditions will be made known on Monday. A committee led by the State Finance Secretary Krishnan has been formed to decide on the nature of the industries to be exempted from the lockdown. Meanwhile, 24,000 rapid test kits have arrived in Chennai this morning. The state had said earlier it had placed orders for 1.25 lakh such kits, and the rest of them are expected to arrive in different batches. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
At a time when governments at the centre and states are doing their best to curb the spread of coronavirus, the women self-help groups in Latur in Marathwada region of Maharashtra have come forward to manufacture masks. Women from as many as 65 self-help groups from the district are engaged in making quality face masks for people so as to ensure that there is no dearth of this product in the days to come. All these women self-help groups are working under the aegis of the Maharashtra Gramin Jeevan Unnati Abhiyan, and they have made a whopping 3.5 lakh masks. A total of 600 women of the self-help groups are being credited for making the masks. As donations continue to pour in from across the country to help the people in distress, A contribution by a kid of merely 8 years old at Bandipora in Kashmir Valley of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir assumes colossal importance, which is highly inspirational for one and all. To know more, let's listen to our Srinagar correspondent.
Hailing from Nopora, Bandipora, an 8-year-old Malik Ubaid is a 4th class student of Kendriya Vidyalaya at Bandipora. In order to help the destitute and the poor, Ubaid handed over his piggy bank to Deputy Commissioner Bandipora and has inspired everyone with his exemplary and magnanimous approach.
मेरे पापा और मम्मी मुझे पैसे देते थे. एक्चुअली मुझे साइकिल लानी थी खुद के लिए. फिर मैं न्यूज़ों में सुनता था जो गरीब है उनके पास रोजी रोटी नहीं है, उनके बच्चों के पास मेडिसिन नहीं है, दूध नहीं है. फिर मैंने यह फैसला किया कि मैं बाइसाइकिल बाद में लाऊंगा, उससे ज्यादा गरीबों की जान जरूरी है. फिर मैंने अपनी पिगी बैंक डीसी साहब को दे दी. मेरे दिल को सुकून मिल रहा है कि मेरी वजह से बहुत पुअर फैमिलीज खाना खा पाएंगी.
Notwithstanding the fact that in his piggy bank there was a meager amount of only 4,674 rupees, but depicting such a generosity by Ubaid has tried to send a message across that we, as far as possible, should contribute for the needy in the wake of coronavirus pandemic. With Adil Ismail from Bandipora, this is Sunil Kohl from AR Srinagar.
The Bengaluru-based national organization Samarthanam Trust has come forward to help the physically challenged persons destabilized due to the COVID-19 lockdown. More from our correspondent.
The national level organization Samarthanam is working with physically challenged persons since last 23 years. They run school and vocational training course for the visually impaired. Speaking to AIR, the founder of the trust, Mahantesh G. Kivatshannavar, has informed that at this difficult time of the pandemic, the organization has come forward to extend assistance not only to the physically challenged but to the poor and depressed persons during the lockdown.
We at Samarthanam in Bangalore, we constituted a team of senior management and workforce in Samarthanam. We have taken 4 to 5 major interventions. One of them is to provide rapid relief kit to people with disability and their families and most affected people. This kit contains daily essentials like grocery, rice, dal, oil, sugar, and also some protective equipments like masks, sanitizers, etc.
Samarthanam Trust is working for the social and economical empowerment of the physically challenged persons. Mr. Mahantesh is the president of Cricket Association for the Blind in India and trains visually impaired cricketers for international competitions. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Muslim clerics in many parts of Uttar Pradesh have been appealing to members of the community to follow the lockdown and not to gather at mosque for prayers. Agra and Aligarh's Shahar Mufti had issued a fatwa in this regard, saying that in this nationwide lockdown, the Muslim community should offer Johar ki namaz at home instead of the mosque.
मैं खालिद रशीद फिरंगी महली लखनऊ की सरजमीन से आप हजरात को ये पैगाम दे रहा हूँ. हमारे मुल्क में भी इस बीमारी की आमद दर्ज हो चुकी है. इस वक्त पूरे मुल्क की आवाम का ये बुनियादी फर्ज है कि हम सब एक साथ मिलकर इसके खिलाफ जंग करें. हमारे मुल्क के प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने इस जंग के खिलाफ अहम स्टेप्स उठाए हैं. इस वक्त हम सबका भी यही फर्ज है कि लॉकडाउन की जो भी रूल्स रेगुलेशन हैं उस पर पूरी तरीके से अमल करते हुए अपने घरों ही में रहें.
In an effort to guard against fake news being circulated on various platforms, we bring you a new segment of fact-checking and mythbusters. There's a misconception that ACs should not be used to cool off in the heat as they spread COVID-19. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau said window ACs are okay but not central air conditioning. It rejected another claim that exposure to high temperatures prevents COVID-19. It said there is no scientific evidence to prove that coronavirus can be prevented in high temperatures.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Prasoon Chatterjee from AIMS will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. And now, before we end the headlines once again, lockdown has brought down doubling rate of COVID-19 cases from 3 days to 6.2 days in the country. Group of ministers reviews preparedness and actions for management of novel coronavirus. Kisan Rath mobile app launched by Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar to facilitate transportation of food grains and perishables during lockdown. RBI announces measures to help maintaining liquidity and increase in credit flow, reduces reverse repo rate to 3.75%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails RBI measures, says it would greatly enhance liquidity and improve credit supply. Industry bodies welcome the RBI steps. And with that, we end the special news program on COVID-19.